All right, so I want to talk to you about a couple of things in regards or in relation to cash control systems. We want to talk about blank endorsements. We want to talk about restrictive endorsements, and we want to talk about special endorsements. I'll go over them and I'll give you an example of each one and what they look like. Andrew Stern, you with me? So, blank, restrictive, and special endorsements. All right. Let's check this out here. So if I go into my accounting textbook, it should be open. Let's close this one. Let's close this one. Close this one. All right. Uh, Desiree Sheets, do you see the work together and on your own exercises? Okay. So it says, write the answers to the following problems in the working papers. Your instructor, myself, will guide you through the following examples, and you are authorized to sign checks for Balsam Lake Accounting. Okay. And then we're going to look at the balance brought forward, recording a deposit, preparing the check stubs, and we'll go from there. Okay. So we have that. And I'm going to go in here to my handy dandy accounting folder under teaching. And I'm going to, oh, darn it, under solutions. And I'm going to go into chapter, I know it's chapter 5. Yes. Yep. Yes, Miriam. What's that? So you're going to shovel instead of getting world renowned accounting instruction. Mary Molly, you haven't had me for like 5 days. You didn't have me last Thursday, last Friday. You didn't have me yesterday. Now I have you today, and you're leaving to go shovel. Okay. Uh, you got to. Uh, Mary Molly, make sure you wear your mittens or your gloves. Okay. All right. I Ivan Baez, you there? Or are you playing video games? Ivan, you have a video game open somewhere. You're lying. It's a lie. All right. So I got to try to wait. I have to have both of these open at the same time. So I got to do this. This goes down here. And why is this? Why did that open to solution? Why is that doing that? I don't want it like that. You know, thing's making me upset. I don't want it to come up in the same window. I want a new window. Come on. All right, we'll just filter back and forth. So, what if they can it? No, I don't want that. My technology is really making me upset today. All right, so for each of these situations, prepare the appropriate endorsement. It says write a blank endorsement. Okay. Ace Jennings, you there? Yeah, all right. So for 1A, it says write a blank endorsement for Balsam Lake Accounting. If you go here, make this bigger. Jace, do you see here where it says endorse here, student signature? Yeah, you can't see the screen? Okay. Let's try again. Okay, it says I'm presenting here. All right, Jace, do you see that? Okay. And one more time here, because I know this is confusing, but it's not always easy. It says for each of these situations, prepare the appropriate endorsement. It says A, write a blank endorsement. Okay. So, Jace, when you write a blank endorsement on the back of the check, you sign your name. Okay. It's a blank endorsement. Basically, the check was written out to you. You're allowed to sign. And so you do that. Make sense? Okay. Now, let's look at the next one. Jace Jennings, it says write a special endorsement to transfer a check to Kelsey Sather. All right. So if we look at the next part, it says pay to the order of Kelsey Sather. Do you see that? Okay. So that is a special endorsement. Okay. You are in part B, you're writing a special endorsement by saying paid to the order of Kelsey Sather, and then Jace, you would write your name right underneath that. Okay. So you can see the difference between the blank endorsement and the special endorsement. Is that correct? Okay. Keon Staples, are you out there? All right. In part 1C, okay, Keon, can you read part C? Excellent. All right. So, Keon, in order to write the restrictive endorsement, okay, it says for deposit only to the account of Balsam Lake Accounting. Do you see that? Okay. So, and I know I called on Jace and I know I called on Keon. Desiree Sheets, are you out there? Desiree Sheets, are you there? Ivan Baez, are you there? Okay. So we went over, Ivan. The first one was the blank endorsement, right? The second one was the special endorsement, okay? And the third one, Ivan, is the restrictive endorsement, where it says for deposit to the account of Balsam Lake Accounting. Do you see the difference between the three endorsements? Okay. Um, Do you think those three kinds of endorsements will be on the test? You are correct. They will be. Okay. Dylan Ors, are you out there? Listen, people need to shovel snow when Mr. Bennett isn't teaching. Huh? So not only is he shoveling snow, his Wi-Fi is out. How do you have the inside track? Are you Dylan Orr's life coach? Do you have total control over his life? You would have been playing video games during my accounting class anyway. That makes me angry. All right, let's go in here. Ah, all right. So we've covered the endorsements. Let's continue here. How about Sean Levan? Is Sean Levan out there? And Desiree Sheets, you're not there anymore, right? Oh, you're back. Okay. Um, Desiree, I know it's kind of small, but can you read that portion of part two on the Work Together 5-1 with record? Excellent. So, Desiree Sheets, do you see the example here? Front of you? Okay. Do you see, Desiree, where it says balance brought forward? Wait. Oh, okay. There it is. You've got to, or Desiree, when we have the tests, we have examples, and I'm going to try to create an Excel spreadsheet that contains an example like this. It's kind of difficult to do, but see the balance brought forward $1,805.75. I have to try to make sure that my girlfriend doesn't use the shop vac or the vacuum while I'm trying to teach my class. Of course, it must have been just completely necessary for her to do that now. But you know, I'm actually a little agitated with her. Okay, so you saw the balance brought forward, Desiree. Now let's look at part three. Can you read part three for me, Desiree? Excellent. So now, do you see where it says amount deposited? And then it has the date on October the 30th, and you have to put the amount deposited in there, right? So you'll take the balance brought forward, Desiree, you'll add the amount deposited in, and it'll give you a subtotal. You see that? Okay. Um, Mr. Kramer, do you see how we got the balance brought forward and the amount deposited so that we could calculate the subtotal? Okay. So I'm gonna just piggyback off of that. So Desiree read three. Mr. Kramer, in part four, where it says prepare check stubs, could you read that part where it says prepare check stubs? Okay, so part A, can you read part A for me? Excellent. Okay. So check this out, Mr. Kramer. If we Now you told me that you were comfortable with the subtotal and how we got it, right? Okay. Now this first check is going to be made out to whom? Corner Garage. And how much is the check for? All right. So essentially here with this subtotal, you're going to be subtracting the $162 because you're writing the check, Mr. Kramer. You with me on that? And it gives you a balance carried forward of 2132.75. You understand how we got that? Okay. Now, for record purposes, we've got to write the amount of the check at the top. We've got to put the date and who it's going to, Garage, and essentially a reason or a description for repairs. Are you with me on that? Okay. Ivan Baez, are you there? In this case, okay, as you know, I was talking with Desiree and I was talking with Mr. Kramer. We've gotten to a certain point, but we've got to write the check. Now, the check was written on October the 30th. You see that? And then you're paying to who are they paying? Corner Garage, right? For how much? 162. Now, we've got to write it in numbers, and do we have to write the check out written? Does it have to be in words as well? It does, okay? You write those in the two places. You have to, you should identify what it's for, and Ivan Baez, do you have to sign it? Yes, you've got to sign. You know, if you're going to bust 162 bucks out of your account, then you need to sign it there, okay? Now you might say, well, mister, you know, we're really moving away from checks, and a lot of these transactions they're moving online. Well, that is correct, but you need to be able to follow the money. You need to be able to identify where money's coming from and where it's going. And so often, Ivan Baez, are you still there? These numbers down here, okay, are account numbers, and there's another number that's in there that the bank uses. It's the bank accounts number essentially with the Fed. But we'll talk about those, but that's how your money moves electronically with those numbers at the bottom. Are you with me on that? Okay. Shoot. Okay. Now let's look at the last one. And is Dylan Orrs isn't there? Desiree Sheets is here. I got Keon Staples here. I got Chase Jennings. Andrew Stern. He's still there. Or were you? Did you get on your PS4? What kind? It's nice. Uh, I made the greatest omelet on the face of planet Earth yesterday, bro. It was 7 eggs. I had ham and cheese and peppers and onions and tomatoes with butter and salt and pepper. It was so, the thing was so huge. It had 4 pieces of provolone cheese on it, Stern. It was so huge that I had trouble flipping it. You would have, dude, you would have devoured it. It was banging. All right, too much. Okay. Andrew Stern, can you read part B of question 4? Part B of question 4. That's St. Croix. That's an island in the Caribbean, and it happens to be an island that Mr. Bennett has been to, and I would highly recommend that you go there someday. St. Croix. It's an American territory. All right, now, um, Can you see this check, Andrew Stern? Okay. Um, Andrew, I'm still calling on you, but I'm going to go to David Kramer. Kramer, are you still out there? Kramer, where did this balance brought forward of 2,132.75? Where did that come from, dude? You are correct. So if you Andrew Stern, you there? David Kramer was right. The last check stub said a balance carried forward of $2,132.75. You need to drop that down, son, into the next check stub. Are you with me? There was no amount deposited, so the subtotal is still the same. So you can just bring it down for subtotal. Are you still with me? Okay. So this this example, Andrew, for St. Croix Supply, how much was that check? $92. So now you have a new balance carried forward of 2,040.75. That makes sense. Okay. Now, Andrew Stern, when we write this check, okay, the amount's for $92. The date's on the 30th. It's to St. Croix Supply, and it's for supplies. Okay, is that pretty simple? Andrew Stern, he's still with me. What? Okay, so when you write the check, October the 30th is the date. Okay, pay to the order of St. Croix Supply for $92. Right. You also have to write it out in letters or in words. 92 and no cents, so $92 for supplies. And then the last thing that you need to do, Andrew Stern, is what? You've got to sign it, right? Sign it at the bottom. You would put Andrew Stern down there since you are allowed to write checks for Balsam Lake Accounting. And you cut the check and get it out to St. Croix Supply. So, pretty straightforward, okay? But there's a lot to do here, okay? And so I understand I couldn't give you that example on an actual sheet, okay? I'll see if maybe I can give you guys an example and post it. That's all I'm going to do with you guys for today. Just let me see who I have here before I leave. Um, Hopefully, you have a better understanding. Ivan Baez, are you there? Do you think you have a better understanding of blank endorsements, special endorsements, and restrictive endorsements? Okay, David Kramer, are you there? Do you think you have a better understanding of the process of writing checks and recording that information on the check stub? All right, good. I'm going to let you guys go for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll do the next example tomorrow. Stay stay warm. Some snow shoveling done. I'll see you. Peace.